Hello everybody, it's the Midlands Outdoors. Welcome back to exploring the Black Country today. Back here near Himley Hall, we've got Whole Beach House, just right around the corner, derelict. What a shame to see it in this condition. I remember a while ago this was all being used. Let's check out the architecture of the building itself if I pan around. Absolutely beautiful, you can just see it's all been metal shuttered up, all onto the corners. I mean, it's strange why it's gone like this. It's in Black Country history books, this building is. It does really date old. But if I go around the front, I'll just quickly show you the front of it and its architecture. And as you can just see, just cycling all the way around, you can just see the front of Old Beach House right the way here. How cool is that? Absolutely amazing. That architecture of that though just really reminds me of a very, very old hall. Zooming in to show you. Wow. I wonder what the future is for this place then, whether it's going to be restored. I can't see it being demolished because it is really old. I don't think it can. But just one more peek of it. How cool is that? So I thought this might show you from the outside. What I'm going to do is go all the way down now towards the railway track. We're doing the South Staffordshire Railway Line. I'm going to show you some interesting stuff down there. So go and head that way and we'll catch up with you there. So right, here we are, the South Staffordshire Railway Walk. Wow, there's one of the bridges just right away behind. Let's pan around to show you. I've never ever been this way before. It keeps going and going and going. So you've got Himley Hall just right away down there at the back. Been there quite a few times, might make a return soon. Got some more interesting things what I have missed. What a beautiful walk this is. You can just see all the pine trees surrounding where the railway track would have been just in front many years ago. Well, I bet there's a lot of history behind this railway track. And I know it used to serve collieries. You had Baggeridge Colliery down there, so there's been off branches for this railway track, serving all that many years ago. Just come up right now, not too far, should be Himley Station, just further down the bottom here. So basically the South Staffordshire Railway Walk is located in Staffordshire, England. It runs for 5.5 miles, about 8.85 kilometres from Castlecroft to Warleaf. It is a local nature reserve, oh wow. Going all the way down, so it says here, as the name suggests, South Staffordshire Railway Walk was originally part of the Wombourne Branch Line, built between 1912 and 1925 by the Great Western Railway Company. However, it was not very successful and the passenger services were withdrawn in 1932. And in the aftermath of D-Day landings in Normandy during the Second World War, it was used to transport wounded Allied soldiers to various hospitals in the area. It became part of the Western region of British Railways in 1948 after the nationalisation of railways. The line finally closed in 1965 under the Beeching Report. It says there declining in traffic throughout the 1950s and early 1960s, with the last train running on the 24th of June 1965. You see a bit of history there, it's really quite interesting. So what I'm going to do, show you the railway station, then we're going to head back this way and we're going to go all the way to the fens pool section right away to the top. We're going to travel that way today and go all the way up. So you may have seen when I went all the way down to the back of the Russell's Hall, the Barrow Hill video what I've done, you may have seen me go up the railway track and walk a little bit up. That's actually where we're heading. Some really steep hills up to that way, so we've got to cycle that. Let's go down there then, let's go and check out the station itself. So right, here we are, just pan around to show you. Coming very close to the railway station itself. It's really long, this line is. It goes in certain straight lines and it bends round. So I think there is actually a nice woodland down here, I believe. So here we go, we've got another very, very old bridge just right the way here. You see the old brickwork just onto the corners. All there, so it is very steep down the banks down there. Keep on cycling on. So I believe the station was actually situated somewhere here. I can't really see where the sidings are because it is proper overgrown. This is where the station was actually based, right the way here, stretching all the way down. You can actually see evidence, but it's a shame quite a lot of the nature has really taken back on this. Got a back wall there, so I believe that could have been a platform many years ago just onto the corner there. So it does go all the way around. You'd imagine all this here would have been where the train would have gone, somewhere like around there, I believe. You see where it dips down onto the bottom, so this could have been the other platform, and then you had the other platform on that side. It is really quite cool to see evidence of where the old platform is. I mean, if I just zoom in from here, you can just see a small brick wall just lurking very dark in the middle of the screen right away there. It's actually worth coming back here in like late winter when everything's died back, so you can actually see that wall. I think that was when they come around about here. It's very cold, and actually seen quite a lot of that wall when the nature wasn't actually there, bottom bit down onto the corner. But there is a nice woodland down there which stretches all the way to the back and goes all the way in. Might go down there one of the days and go and check that out. I think it's supposed to be really lovely into there. What I'm going to do is journey right away behind. Let's go and take the branch all the way up to the fens pools. Bit of black country stuff up that way. Let's go and check it out. So absolutely amazing views up that way. I don't know if you ever remember me going across this way on a video going back a long while back. Still got a video on my channel somewhere that I filmed this, but I filmed it on a low quality camera. But then a dog come out in the middle of nowhere and tried to bite my legs. So I'm taking the risk today because I've noticed quite a lot of people are actually walking this now. Quite a lot of dog walkers. So might as well just go and check it out. It was really badly muddy and there was a lot of pools full of water stopping you from getting from one point to the other, but we made it across somehow. But this is the track what I've done that time. It is really lovely. Some parts are like pretty much overgrown, full of nature down here. But just imagine many years ago, just imagine the railway just coming across here. I would love to know where about exact on this track the railway track actually went. Was it on this bit where we am right now? Did it go all the way in a straight line? It'd be quite cool to know, to be fair. My god, that's frightened me then. Big black cat that is. Literally frightened me then. I thought, oh, I just seen one of them massive black cats what I'm on the loose. Quite a lot of them have been seen in various places. But wow, that scared me, that did. I wonder where that cat actually went to. It's just all fields down there. Don't know where that cat went. But you've got an old bridge here, so you can just see another road leading up to somewhere. Another very old bridge. There's quite a lot of these on this track, you do see tons of them. But what I really find fascinating with this place is that over there. Zooming in, you can just see a lot of land. I don't know whether you can actually walk up here, I have no idea. But the land stretches right away at the back, and you just see massive hills in the distance, with the pylons just dipping right away down into the gap of that. I wonder what's over there. It does really make me wonder. No fences to get over, but I'm not risking it because you can just see where old fence line is there, where it's all been taken down. But that's where we've got to go. We just got to carry straight on that way. I thought I might have showed you because I noticed that the last time, but I didn't really capture that on film. Zooming right away, and you can just see all the scrapyard there. Lots of metals, and there's a lot of work going on just right away in the distance. See all the machines moving all the stuff. Something R. Davis Metals right away at the back. Wow. A lot of industry over here, but that is pretty much making you wonder what's over there because there's a lot of pipes sticking right away at the ground. You can see that pipe right away there, just on top of that hill. Drop it in the comments of what you think that is, maybe. I really have no idea. So yeah, on to the interesting part now. We should be coming close up to where the branch for the collar is, what led to the Bagger Ridge coal mine. We're back somewhere down here. So it did branch off somewhere. So there'd been multiple branches off. You see, it goes a bit more narrower now. Somewhere down the bottom, I do know it goes in a dip. Then right down that dip, should turn left or right. I think it might be turning left. But I tell you what, it's worth coming on a bike, to be honest. It's more better to cycle it because it is really long, this railway walk is. Imagine walking it from the fens all the way down to Wolverhampton to Smestow Park. We're doing the Smestow Park run in my next holiday in August, so I'm going to be on to that one. So I thought I might do a recap of this one, then do that one. Right there's a massive like digger extracting something, so you make a wonder what is on that land there then, because you've got the other side to that where the hills go right away up. Yeah, so I think they are digging something out, I believe, just right away down the bottom. It's a good job of moving that massive brick just come flying down the hill there. It is really quite dangerous. There's a lot of works going on there, so they might be building something, I believe. But you can see there's a lot of industry on this side on the right as well. I've just noticed there is a path leading down that way. So does this bend all the way around and take you to the bottom? I really don't know. I might have a look what's down there actually, because it comes to the back of this industry, but that's the way I come last time. I walked my bike all the way up there. Let's just go and see what's on this way here, because it is a bit flat. Oh wow, this is really interesting. Like I mentioned earlier, you do find quite a lot of old bridges. I've never been down this way, but I think it's taken us back the better way to get down to it. You can just see where the old bridge would have come all the way along, so there would have been something else here. And on that corner there, as you can just see. Really quite cool to see that. I do know there was actually a line that run just by the Crooked House. There was a mineral line that went across there. There is multiple sections leading from different places, but a lot of these old bridges are really quite cool to understand and what they even led to many years ago. They've definitely led to some sort of industry. This one was a really big one. You see across the side there, and you just see this is what I was on about. Mostly in the winter, this is pretty much a bog. It is very much of a battle to get all the way across. Got an easy way to do. I'm just going to cycle across this little bit here and get over this small part. So yeah, put an old photo of you now. So this is from the Ordnance Survey map, so you can actually just see the line what we're on, and you can just see some of the off branches somewhere down the backs leading all the way further on. So there have been multiple off branches on this line. Well, there we go, there's an old photo for you to just see that lead, and one of them leading all the way to Bagger Ridge Colliery. As you can just see, there is another one. This one is so old. Let's just pan around to show you. How amazing is that with the brick architecture in the wall? You've got those arches all the way up, just all that there. This is a really old one. I think just going down the bottom bit from where we come from, just put a photo of you now, you can just see a tramway and pit number 6 with shafts. So there was a brick and tile work somewhere at the back, so I think this was a tramway, I believe it could be. Might be right. Just noticed something on the map, so it's a really good job I've really checked this, because it's been a while since I've looked at it. Somewhere on the photo now you can just see Himley Wood. Now by Himley Wood there was an off section which went all the way to Bagger Ridge Colliery, but it's not really too far. It's actually somewhere down the back down there, and then it went to Bagger Ridge Wood and then into the coal mine itself. So there was that split off there, but where we are, these are like pit working somewhere at the back over there, what I showed you earlier. But the Bagger Ridge line was even further on than that, I believe. And you got Himley Wood. So there we go, so that's basically that cover. So you just see evidence of where other lines would have branched off. And what's interesting, just a bit close by, there was actually railway track coming from somewhere from here, then all the way down by that Himley Colliery. You see the Mabara Hill video, I went to Himley Colliery, and down there was actually some old building remains, little bits and pieces. There was a mineral line that actually run by the side of there from somewhere. But there we go, some more old bridge remains. You just see right away there. One more pan around to show you. And then on this corner, just right away at the back, all overgrown, nature taking back a bit. Really quite cool to see that. Tell you what, that was awesome seeing that. Just right away behind. I bet there's even more down here, because I can't remember the last time I ever come down whether there was any more bridges just further up. I think there was actually a few more walkway bridges. That's why you should always use Ordnance Survey maps, so you see what was actually there many years ago, so you understand more about it. But you see, this is pretty much a real straight line now, and this should go up to the very back end of the Barrow Hill section, somewhere at the far back. So right, here we are. Now this is an interesting one, because I've noticed this the very last time I come down to here. You just see with the sun beaming through, you've got that lattice effect, lattice style bridge going all the way across, with very old arches right underneath and brickwork. This is really telling me that many years ago there possibly was some industry here. Let's get the Ordnance Survey maps and find out what was on this spot, or where this even led to. It's really make you wonder if it was some sort of odd walkway bridge, because I can just see right away here there is some engine sheds of some kind, forge in, and there is some old coal shafts somewhere further down. Pieces, looks like very old pits, got holes in the ground on the map. So it's just a basic old-fashioned walkway bridge. What isn't used anymore? Because you just see, you can tell it's not even used, because all the nature's pretty much taken back above. Just right out to there, not walkable above it, and it is rusted really bad underneath. But how awesome is that, just to see that just line right away there? Bet many people who cycle down don't really pay attention when they go past it. But that is another piece of Black Country history just lying right away there. Just imagine where this bridge was even casted and how it was even made. Because it's really cool to see these lattice style bridges. I think I might have about a few minutes break up here just to see how much wildlife can actually hear. It is really lovely at this spot. Just gonna have a short break, find somewhere to park my bike. But even just spotted a robin already, just on the branch there. A robin. Some of the birds are really tame in various places around the Black Country. I know the leasos is one of my favourite wildlife, because you can just sit there for hours. All the birds are tame, and I've seen pictures on the internet of people feeding robins out their hands. I just love the wildlife. I mean, many people, you know, they just like the walks, but I like the walks and see what you can see at the same time. Just beautiful. You've really got to enjoy what we've got while we've got it. Because many years' time, how do you know this place here, this walk, could just be all houses? It's just so relaxing. It's just a great way just to end your day also. But what I really find fascinating with places like this old railway track, you just imagine for one moment how many trains pass through this a day, how many trains passed all together. It just really make you wonder, was it a very busy line due to all the collieries what served on various branches on this line itself? You're standing on a real piece of old history here. Many people don't realise how old it possibly could be. This is where the Black Country originated from, is things like this and collieries. Can't believe this. It is a walk then. Oh wow. So I was right. you can't go over the bridge, it's completely overgrown, but there's a walk here leading to somewhere. Let's have a quick view. I just really do love seeing these, I just really do. Back across to see where it led to. Oh wow, you can just see we're standing on the bridge itself. How cool is this? And you just see I was right, it's completely overgrown. Cannot get through there at all, it's just tree after tree. So it's interesting to where that one went to. But a beautiful path leading from the back there. I must say, it is a real shame to see things like this just going overgrown and vanishing. They could really restore this and make it into one nice walk. But wow, it's really great to see this while I've got a chance, because it will get really overgrown and you won't be able to get on here at all in the next couple of years. But yeah, you can walk up here, so if you do want to come and check this out as well, it's definitely worth to come and see this. It's beautiful on here. You see all the trees in bloom just right in front of me. We're at the tree height. Awesome. Wow. Tell you what, absolutely beautiful sitting in that spot. I've just been listening to the wildlife for about 35 minutes. I've seen blue tits, robins, even had a jay come flying down and went for the trees. It's been absolutely a lovely little bit of a break. Very nice in this spot. But where we got to go now is straight in front. We've still got lots to cycle actually. So I've just had to put my camera on charge for 30 minutes as well. So this is just charging as I'm using it at the same time. So I think this might got some steep hills in a little while, but there's a lot of brick down here on the floor. But very lovely. So here we are, we've got another tunnel. Check out this one. So this is where potentially the train would have led through many years ago. Absolutely lovely architecture. It goes round like that and goes all the way to the other side. You can see the very old brick wall, there's a panel all the way around. The sort of way down there, we've got a road right away above. Very old brick in some of the corners. But we've got to have to walk through this one because there is quite a lot of glass. But as we're going through, you can just see above all up there. And up that way as well. Pretty cool to how this has really all been put together. So I think there is quite more of these as we get further up. You may have seen the one on the Barrow Hill video further up that way. I will show you that one more time. But awesome, this one is. Nice one. So there we go. I think this is where we come from in the last video. Yeah, it was. We actually come from here. Might actually go on here actually. Just to show you. Bit on Barrow Hill, so we're back on Barrow Hill from the very last video from where we was. As you can just see, beautiful woodland over here, and then you've got all the land which stretches right away at the back. And then that coal mine thing, what I found in the other video is many people are trying to ask me where's this coal mine thing. From the railway walk, as you're coming on this land, it's literally right in the dip over there. You can see a farm. The stack is right away in the dip over that way down the back. But yeah, how beautiful is this? It is beautifully, but like I mentioned, it just could be a bit of a cutting back a little bit on parts. As you just see, the grass is quite long over here. Really quite long and overgrown. And I can just see Bagridge Stack sticking right the way up in the distance, a bit closer. Just right the way there where I'm pointing, Bagridge Stack. I tell you what, I will come and visit is Sedgley Beacon. I was thinking about going to that tomorrow actually. Sedgley Beacon and Cotswell End Nature Reserve. I might actually go there and check that out. It's supposed to be really nice around there, and Sedgley Beacon is supposed to be another interesting thing to look at. That is somewhere at the back, not too far away from here. I think it's somewhere just a little bit over that way. But you could bike it literally from where I am right now. I've still got 3 batteries, but it's having the time of the day to do it. But we've got to literally get back on the railway walk and then go all the way up, and I think then it should go all the way to the fens pools from that way. So right, here we are back on the railway track. We're still going to keep going up. So I've just had a little bit of a break because it's my battery was on 1 bar, now it's gone back to 3 bars. It's how steep this is up. But this electric bike is an absolute beast. It just gets you from anywhere basically. I've come all the way from Alzoe down to Stourbridge, all the way around to get to here, and they're still on 3 bars. This really has got the power, this bike. And I've converted this bike actually. I put big massive chunky tyres on it, so it does help from preventing getting punctures or getting things into there, so it's really useful for going off-roading now. So it looks like they're actually doing some repairs on something up here. I can just see quite a lot of vans and a lot of work going on. So right, here's the next section here, another tunnel. So I showed you this one in the other video, but I didn't actually show it you fully. If we try and get into there, we've actually got another barricade here we've got to try and get over. So you can just see this one compared to the last one. The last one's pretty much really round, all onto the bottom, but you just see right away above, they've put all this to support the ceiling. So imagine this one's really old actually. You see there, the arch going all the way through. Awesome. Big steep hill that was, I tell you. Right, it's nice to see this. Imagine when this was even built and constructed. And I can't even see a thing. Just got to be so careful. Don't get in that glass. The last thing I want is that on the tyres once more. I think I should be fine after here now. So yeah, they're doing a bit of coppicing down here. I'm cutting back a few trees to let a bit of the light in. See, they've coppiced a bit of that area there. It does help in a way though, because it allows more plant life to grow. It encourages more wildlife at the same time by coppicing a little bit to give a bit more of an open land for them. But you see, a bit of this has been coppiced here, but a lot of it is pretty much really overgrown, as you can just see. A lot of nettles, a lot of brambles. But that's why I'm coming down here to actually maintain it now, cut all this back. You see the path's got a bit thinner because of all the overgrowth onto the corners. And this path used to be bigger than this. I think if I remember when the last time I ever biked it down here, I remember the roads, yeah. Then you got to get up some really steep steps. So if we get down there, then get over to the fens, we're close to the Brada Hill section, I believe. You've got pools all the way down the back down there. Pools all the way down the back down this way. I'm going to be planning to coming back this way and cover a video on this. But you could smell industry. I could smell factories going. It's all the factories that I'm right away in the distance over there on the top of the hill. You see all factory units. It smells very industrial. So imagine when Roundup Steelworks was really operating. You might have been able to see parts of it from where I was up there. But with the sound of like the cat on the bang, you'd have probably heard it from here. Very heavy in industry over this way. Can just see industry over that way. There's a stack sticking right away up, and then bits and pieces. But it's nice over here, so I will be coming back to cover a video on this. So if you want me to come back to the fens, drop it in the comments. I definitely will do that, because I really do love it over here. You see, it's full of wildlife. You see the sounds of them. Let's go and show you the bottom pools just before we get out the fens. So I do know a bit of information. I think this was actually used as a feeder section to the Stourbridge Canal, which was right away at the back quite a while ago. I don't know if it still is used as a feeder, but you can just see the water levels right away down there and all the way at the back. Got some carp fishermen down there with bivvies. I think there's some really big fish into here. But imagine years ago, I'm talking quite a while back, the water levels used to be up to, if I just zoom in, up to where that tree line is there, you can just see where it goes a bit flat on the land, and you've got like a big massive dip up, and the water used to stretch further behind there. But how beautiful is that, just to see the fens pools itself. And there is a couple of pools right away down the back down that way, that's hiding right away behind the trees. Well, this is a nice one. I'm really glad I got a chance to show you one more time. But I can't wait for the return. We're going to do a full video on this place, so we do expect one within the next couple of months. And I'll come back to the camera, do a bit of wildlife and history over here, because there's a lot of history to cover on this place. And just notice there's quite a lot of industry over that way, just on right on top. That's up to there. Beautiful. So that's basically it for the video today. Really enjoyed going down the Staffordshire Railway Walk. It's absolutely lovely. And coming from the way I've gone, just down to there's that many bridges in history down there with old collieries, various different things. But I will definitely go back down that way. We are going to return to go up to Smestow Park, so it is a very longer one. But yeah, for the meantime, the Midlands Outdoors out. See you soon. And we are going to return back to the fens pools later on and cover a big history video on this place. Absolutely lovely.